practicing doing it. They have volunteer pregnant women come in so that they can get their practice taking measurements and whatnot. And I was there for a while because there were 4 of them, and they just love, like they said that it's like a really easy scan. The baby's really easy to scan. It's really easy to see the umbilical cord and like all the different parts that they needed to see. That they said sometimes it's like a real struggle for them to find those things. And a couple of them were starting to consider quitting, and they said that now they're like excited about it again. I don't want to quit, so it feels good that I get to help them out, and I got to see her. She's just so cute. She was just being so cute. She was sucking her thumb, and she was waving, and she was just moving all around and just adorable. They got like some good pictures of her face. Measurements were right on. Like they're actually like really good at it. The femur was measuring exactly on the dot to the day on my due date. Her estimated weight was 1 pound 6 ounces. Which is so little. Yeah, it's really cool just to see that. It's just so fascinating. There's like this whole entire little tiny person inside of me, and she is an average size, which is nice because Cal was so big. So I'm hoping that trend continues. It'll definitely make it easier to get a successful VBAC, and mostly I've been buying things kind of around, assuming she's an average size and she's in the corresponding size for her age for the, season that it is. So hopefully she is actually an average size and grows at an average rate, so that those will all be correct. But, most of it was very, very inexpensive and make do. But I didn't get anything like super warm because this is Florida and it doesn't really become that wintry. Like this winter has been an anomaly. It's just a crazy, unseasonably cold, like just nuts, hasn't been this cold in 20 years kind of weather. Definitely a girl. The students couldn't really see it well because she, again, had her legs together and kind of crossed a little bit. But the instructor came in and did a little bit of scanning too to like kind of show them some stuff, and she saw a very good view of the vulva. She's like, oh, definitely girl, like no question. So I was already feeling really confident about it anyway, but now I definitely, I do not doubt it at all. I have a little girl in there, and it's just so awesome. And, placenta is posterior, which I am so happy about, because that, I was worried about having issues with it being over my C-section scar, and I don't have to worry about it because it's on the whole other side. Just everything looks good and normal, and she's healthy, she's growing exactly at the rate she should be growing at. It's cool seeing like all her stuff working, her stomach, her kidneys, her bladder, her heart was beaten away. It was measured a couple times. It was 146, I think, once, and 142. So it's right around where it usually is when I do a Doppler and she's awake. So I think it was just low at the anatomy scan because I think she was sleeping. She was not moving very much during that and was making kind of the movements. Like, this is kind of like how it is when he's sleeping, and that's what she was doing in that one picture. So I think she was asleep for that, but she was definitely awake today. She was kicking up a storm, and she just started yesterday. I noticed she just started kicking a lot harder, where I actually can see the kick from the outside, and it just feels really strong. Like, it doesn't hurt, but it's kind of like, whoa, like it's a little uncomfortable. So she's definitely getting a lot more active. So she's still mellower than Cal. She doesn't have like parties in there like he did, but so they said since I'm such an easy scan, they wanted me to come back for their test. They're having a test on the 3rd, and I'll be 26 weeks, and they said that's also like a good time frame to see some certain things better. But anyway, they said something about like if you get picked, you get a free 3D, or I don't know if it's just because you volunteer, I don't know, but might be able to see 3D, which is really cool. Her head is really low in my pelvis, like it's down there, so no wonder it hurts so bad. So I am gonna switch OBs, I think. I'm just not really feeling it with Dr. LaRose. He doesn't strike me as against VBACs, but he doesn't strike me as supportive of them either. He just is, like, you know, I want to feel like a pleasant, like, support from my provider. Like, I want to be on the same page. I want him to be, like, okay with the things that are important to me, and I don't want to, I know that you can still have a successful VBAC even if your provider is not that supportive, but you have to fight for it, and I don't want to have to fight. I mean, I will, and Justin is, like, really prepared to fight. He was just, like, telling me last night, I'm not letting them do anything that's unnecessary. Like, I will put my foot down. Like, they're not gonna touch you unless it's necessary. And I know he'll go to bat for me. I know my doula will too. But I just would rather not have to fight. Like, I just would rather have a pleasant experience. Like, it's the same thing for Callan's doctors. Like, I didn't want a doctor that I had to, like, argue with about things. Like, I wanted a doctor that I knew would be supportive about breastfeeding and stuff. So, and we did. We had a wonderful doctor, and I loved Dr. Madron. He's amazing, and it was so refreshing and nice to have a doctor you don't have to fight. A doctor who will listen to you and support you and respect you, and, like, that's important. And, you know, you want your birth to be a pleasant experience. I would like it to be nice and pleasant as much as possible. I know it may not go the way I want, but I definitely don't want it to have to be a hostile, like, fight if it doesn't have to be. So, some local moms were saying the other doctor in the practice, Dr. Andrews, is a lot nicer, a lot more supportive. I think I'm going to switch to him. It might be a little bit awkward, but I just got to do what's best for me, and it's just not jiving with Dr. LaRose. I'm just not feeling it, and I'd rather stop wasting time having appointments with someone just to see if it pans out, because I'm not feeling it at all. It's kind of like been nagging at me. So I really think I need to follow my gut and make that switch. More than anything, I just really need someone who's really got my back and behind my plan for VBAC and will do everything in their power to make that happen, as long as it is not contraindicated. We shall see. But I think I'm feeling good with that idea. It'll just be weird to kind of pull the trigger on it. But anyway, I'm almost home, so I'm gonna go.